Good morning, everyone. Welcome to our presentation. Today, we're going to explore Mega Goal 2.1, focusing on Unit 5, working 9 to 5. We'll also engage in some listen and discuss activities. I'm excited to take you through this journey, so let's get started. Let's take a closer look at Slide 2. Here, we're focusing on understanding a job according to its description. We'll start by looking at the key elements, the name of the job and the words that go with it, including their meanings. This helps us understand what the job entails and the specific terms used in the description. Next, we'll practice matching the job descriptions with the corresponding photos. This activity is designed to help you connect the words and descriptions with real-life images, making it easier to visualize what each job looks like in practice. Throughout this slide, our main objectives are to learn the vocabulary related to jobs, understand how to interpret job descriptions, and develop the skill to match those descriptions with actual images. Finally, we'll discuss the qualities of a good worker or employee, which is a key part of understanding what makes someone successful in a job. By the end of this, you'll have a clearer idea of the essential traits needed for different roles. So, as we go through, keep in mind that understanding these descriptions and qualities will help you in your future job searches and career planning. All right, let's move on to our next slide. Here, we see the phrase "book closed," which signals that we're shifting gears a bit. When I see entail, I think of what something first or premier involves, kind of like the core responsibilities or the essence of a role. What's really interesting is that each person here is about to share a little bit about what their jobs entail. It's a great way for us to get a clearer picture of the different roles within this organization. Now, I want you to think, can you guess what their jobs are based on what they'll tell us? It's a bit of a fun challenge. Remember, understanding what each role entails helps us appreciate how all these pieces fit together to achieve our overall goals. So, as you listen, keep in mind that each of these descriptions is a piece of the bigger puzzle that makes this organization work smoothly. Sure, here's the word-by-word narrative script for Slide 4. Here, we see a diverse background that highlights my varied experiences. I started as a zoologist, which gave me a deep appreciation for biology and research. Then, I transitioned into engineering, where I developed problem-solving skills and technical expertise. Following that, I pursued my passion for racing as a race car driver, which taught me about precision, focus, and adrenaline under pressure. These different roles, held at various points in my career, specifically around 2006, are all linked to my work at company name. Each experience contributed uniquely to my skill set and shaped my approach to challenges today. When we think about roles that require precision and quick decision-making, the examples of a nurse, an air traffic controller, and a surgeon immediately come to mind. Each of these professionals operates in high-stakes environments where clear communication, quick thinking, and attention to detail are absolutely crucial. For instance, a nurse must constantly monitor patient conditions and respond rapidly to changing needs. An air traffic controller manages the safe movement of aircraft, often under intense pressure, ensuring everyone stays on course. Similarly, a surgeon needs steady hands and focused concentration during complex procedures, often making split-second decisions that can be life-changing. These roles highlight the importance of effective communication and critical thinking, elements that are essential across many fields, especially when accuracy and safety are on the line. Connecting these points to our overall theme, they remind us that mastering these skills can significantly impact outcomes, whether in healthcare, aviation, or any high-pressure profession. Now, let's take a look at this slide titled, "The Place Where a Person is Going." Here, we're focusing on understanding how to identify the destination or the goal in a given context. The key phrase is "find the word that means," which encourages us to think about synonyms or words that represent a specific location or endpoint. This is an important skill because, in many situations, whether reading, listening, or speaking, we need to clearly recognize where someone is headed or where something is supposed to go. Think of it like this. When you're planning a trip, Knowing the destination helps you understand the entire journey. Similarly, in language and comprehension, pinpointing the place or goal helps clarify the meaning and purpose of a message. As we go through this, keep in mind that identifying the correct word that signifies the destination is essential for effective communication and understanding. It connects to the overall theme of mastering vocabulary and contextual clues to improve our language skills. All right, let's take a closer look at this slide. We're talking about the natural environment where an animal or plant lives or grows. This is a fundamental concept because an organism's habitat directly impacts its survival and behavior. When I say natural environment, I mean the place that provides all the things an organism needs, like food, shelter, and mates. Now, the slide asks us to find the word that means this. Think about it. It's a term we often hear in biology and ecology. It's the specific area or place that naturally supports a particular species. So, as we go through this, keep in mind that understanding an organism's habitat helps us grasp how ecosystems function and how different species interact with their surroundings. Overall, recognizing these habitats is crucial because it allows us to appreciate biodiversity and the importance of conserving these natural spaces. This concept ties into our broader theme of understanding how living things adapt and thrive in their environments. Let's take a look at this slide. We see the word cloth, which is defined as the material that most clothes are made of. Now, I want you to find the word that means, well, that's what we're going to focus on next. This is an important concept because understanding what cloth is helps us appreciate the different fabrics and materials used in our clothing. It's a fundamental part of the overall theme of clothing and textiles, connecting to how materials are chosen and manufactured. So keep that in mind as we move forward. Knowing what cloth is will help us understand the diversity of fabrics and their roles in fashion and function. Now let's take a closer look at this action, putting pieces of clothes together using a needle and thread. This is a fundamental sewing technique, and it really highlights the importance of handcrafting and attention to detail. When we sew, we're essentially connecting different parts of fabric, making repairs, or creating something new. It's a skill that requires patience and precision, but is incredibly rewarding. In this slide, I want you to find the word that means, well, think about what this action represents. It's about mending, creating, or joining fabric pieces. This activity is central to many traditional crafts and even modern fashion. So, as we move forward, keep in mind how this simple yet essential act connects to broader ideas, like the value of manual skills, the importance of sustainability through repair, and the cultural significance of textile arts. It's a small action, but it speaks volumes about craftsmanship and care in making or fixing clothing. All right, let's take a closer look at this slide. The key phrase here is to carefully watch or check a situation or something that changes. It's all about monitoring closely, paying attention to details as they evolve. Now, the question is, find the word that means this. Think about it. What's a common word we use when we're observing something carefully, especially if it's changing or developing over time? Exactly, it's monitor. This concept is really important because in many situations, whether in work or daily life, we need to keep an eye on things to make informed decisions. Monitoring helps us stay aware of shifts and respond appropriately. So, when you see this phrase, remember, it's about careful observation, especially when dealing with change. It ties into the broader theme of vigilance and proactive management in whatever context we're exploring. Let's take a closer look at some of these fascinating professions and see how they connect to the skills we've been discussing. We have a race car driver, an engineer, a zoologist, a surgeon, an air traffic controller, and a nurse. Each of these roles requires a unique set of skills, but they also share common traits like quick thinking, precision, and teamwork. For example, a race car driver needs to make split-second decisions at high speeds, much like an air traffic controller managing multiple flights. An engineer designs complex systems, which is similar to how a surgeon plans and executes precise procedures. A zoologist observes and understands animal behaviors, honing skills in patience and research. Meanwhile, a nurse and a surgeon both work in healthcare, emphasizing compassion, attention to detail, and the ability to handle high-pressure situations. When we connect these professions, we see that regardless of the field, mastering certain skills enables success. This highlights the importance of developing versatile skills that can be applied across various careers and challenges. Let's take a closer look at this slide. Here, we've got a sequence of letters. C, a B, G, F, E, D. While at first glance it might seem like just a random list, it actually represents an important concept in our discussion today. What I want you to notice is the order itself. The way these elements are arranged can symbolize a process or a flow, something that isn't necessarily linear, but still interconnected. The key point here is understanding how each part relates to the next, and how the sequence as a whole illustrates a broader idea. For example, starting with C and then moving to A might seem unconventional, but it emphasizes the importance of flexibility and looking beyond the obvious pathways. The sequence invites us to think about how different components interact in a system, even if they don't follow a straightforward order. This ties back to our overall theme of adaptability and strategic thinking. Just like the sequence here, effective strategies often involve rearranging or rethinking our approach, considering various options and connections that might not be immediately apparent. So, as we reflect on this slide, I want you to keep in mind that sometimes the most valuable insights come from examining the connections between seemingly unrelated elements and understanding the bigger picture that emerges from these relationships. Let's take a quick look at some of the interesting careers listed here: nurse, zoologist, surgeon, air traffic controller, and race car driver. Each of these roles requires a unique set of skills and a different kind of dedication. For example, nurses play a vital role in patient care and need strong empathy and communication skills. Zoologists, on the other hand, are explorers of the natural world, often working outdoors and studying animals in their habitats. Surgeons must have incredible precision and steady hands to perform complex procedures. Air traffic controllers are responsible for keeping our skies safe, requiring sharp focus and quick decision-making. And race car drivers need courage, quick reflexes, and intense concentration to perform at high speeds. All of these careers highlight the importance of specialized skills and training, which ties back to our overall theme of how different paths can lead to success in various fields. I am a soldier. My role is to serve and protect my country. Being a soldier means facing many challenges every day. I wear a uniform that symbolizes my duty and commitment. The work I do can be very stressful, not only for me, but also for my family who support me. Sometimes, I might be put in dangerous situations where my life is at risk, especially on missions. I use guns and other weapons as part of my training and responsibilities to ensure safety and security. So, who am I? I am a soldier, dedicated to defending freedom and peace. So, what am I? Well, I am an engineer. This is a question many people ask when they hear the word, but it's more than just a title or a profession. Being an engineer means you're someone who designs, builds, and improves systems or structures. It's about solving problems creatively and efficiently. Engineers are the ones who turn ideas into reality, whether it's a bridge, a software application, or a new device. And throughout this presentation, we've been exploring how engineering is all about innovation and making a positive impact. So, when I say I am an engineer, I'm also saying I am part of that ongoing journey of discovery and creation. So, what am I? Well, I'm a firefighter. This slide is really about understanding the role and importance of a firefighter. Firefighters are essential because they respond to emergencies involving fires, of course, but also many other situations like accidents, rescues, and sometimes even medical emergencies. Their job is not just about putting out fires, but also about protecting lives and property, and sometimes even providing community education on safety. Throughout this presentation, we've been exploring various roles and skills needed in emergency response, and being a firefighter embodies many of those qualities: courage, quick thinking, teamwork, and resilience. So, when you think of a firefighter, remember it's about more than just fighting fires. It's about being a hero in critical moments. So, what am I? Well, I am a lawyer. This slide is really about helping you understand the role I play. A lawyer is someone who specializes in the law, of course, but more importantly, I'm here to guide you through legal complexities, whether that's drafting documents, providing advice, or representing you in court. My job is to protect your rights and ensure you understand your legal options. Throughout this presentation, we've been exploring different professional roles that help navigate complex systems. And as a lawyer, I am part of that broader theme, offering expertise, advocacy, and clarity in the legal landscape. So what am I? Well, I am a hairdresser. This might seem straightforward, but it actually ties into a bigger idea about identity and profession. A hairdresser is someone who transforms appearances, boosts confidence, and helps people express themselves through their style. It's not just about cutting or styling hair. It's about creating a connection and understanding what each person wants to communicate with their look. In the context of our overall theme, this role symbolizes the importance of skill, creativity, and personal touch. Just as a hairdresser customizes each style, we all have unique ways of approaching our work and our interactions. So, understanding what I am, a hairdresser, serves as a metaphor for how we shape perceptions and identities, whether in personal or professional settings. So, what am I? Well, I am a teacher, and this slide really gets to the heart of what teaching is all about. A teacher isn't just someone who stands in front of a classroom and delivers information. No, a teacher is much more than that. I am someone who guides, inspires, and supports learners in their journey. I am a facilitator of knowledge, helping students discover new ideas and develop critical thinking skills. Being a teacher means being adaptable, patient, and passionate about making a difference. This idea ties into the overall theme of the presentation, which is about understanding the vital role educators play in shaping the future. So, when you think of me as a teacher, think of someone committed to growth, both their own and their students. So, what am I? Well, I am a farmer. This might seem straightforward, but it's really about understanding the role I play in the bigger picture. Farmers are essential because they produce the food we eat every day. They manage the land, cultivate crops, and raise livestock, all with a lot of skill and care. Being a farmer isn't just about planting seeds. It's about working with nature, understanding the environment, and making sure the land stays healthy for future generations. It's a profession rooted in tradition, but also constantly evolving with new technologies and sustainable practices. Ultimately, recognizing that I am a farmer helps us appreciate the hard work behind the food on our tables and the importance of supporting sustainable agriculture. It ties into the overall theme of understanding the value of each role in the food supply chain and the need for responsible stewardship of our resources. All right, let's wrap things up with the final slide. On this slide, you'll see references to the workbook on page 265, where you'll find the exercises labeled A and B. These exercises are designed to help you reinforce what we've covered today. I encourage you to complete them thoroughly, as they're a great way to solidify your understanding. Additionally, there's homework associated with this content, which is an essential part of your learning process. Doing the homework will help you apply the concepts we've discussed in real-world situations, making the knowledge stick even better. Remember, engaging with the workbook exercises and homework is not just about completing tasks. It's about actively integrating these ideas into your practice. This final step connects everything we've talked about today to your ongoing learning journey. So, take some time to do these exercises carefully, and you'll see how much you've grown in understanding this material.